This week is very intense. We're having Mars square the Sun. So what's that mean? It means you have to remain very flexible and open to other people's point of view. You can still keep your opinion, but don't try to convince anybody. Be instead a good example of your goodness. Then we're having also Mars conjunct Neptune to the degree. And Mars is a trigger, and it can just trigger a feeling of discouragement or hurt or disappointment or anger. So it's a very important time to stay in our heart. And then we're having the moon who is back into a Kalsarpa Yoga for the next 2 weeks. So we may feel just tired of that isolation and confinement, and somehow we want to break free. So we said it's good at that time to count on 10 and breathe and meditate and try to be a little more objective by maybe counting your blessing. So I know in the past I talked to you about Mula, the constellation, but I only told you the negative side of it. But today I want to tell you the importance or the power of that constellation. And right now we have Ketu in Sagittarius in that constellation of Mula. Now, Ketu in Sagittarius governed by Jupiter, and Jupiter is a great planet, very benefic. And Sagittarius represents the 9th house in astrology. And that's the house of higher knowledge, higher wisdom. It's our soul. So in a way, Ketu in Sagittarius is good. And Ketu represents the roots. He want to go to the bottom of everything. But he deals with unseen and visible thing. Well, for sure, we don't see roots. Or like now, we don't see a virus. Or we don't see hidden political agenda, or we don't see our subconscious, or we don't see our higher self. So right now with Ketu in Sagittarius and Mula, we have a choice to go to the positive or the negative side of Ketu. And that will make us decide, do we go to the lower brain or the higher brain of ourselves? But we're geared to go to the lower brain. This is the reptilian, and it's the survival. And right there, it's almost like a negative bias of surviving because we're on guard all the time. We're afraid. It's instinctive. So let's say you give a conference and you have 10 people giving you compliment, but one will give you a critique. Oh boy, you will ruminate on that critique for a long time. So our brain has been geared to stay on the negative. So how are we going to reboot our brain to be on the positive? Because we have the force of Ketu who deal with all the unseen right now and the roots. So we have to change. And also Ketu in Sagittarius want to make us step away from our ego, so that we don't just see our own personal need and desire, but we can almost like feel or perceive the vastness, that rich substance like the matrix that we are in at this point, and how we can uncover that rich, powerful energy. Because again, Ketu in Sagittarius, if we take care of ourselves, but let's say if we hurt other people, if we're not good for others, then Ketu in Sagittarius in Mula will start the motion of the law of karma. And if we're not good for others, oh my, it will come back to us and we will be hurt. We have a choice where we want to go, and so too we have to be very aware of that incredible power of the unseen and of the unknown. And this is Ketu in Sag. So how we can use that at the best to change, and we have until October. Well, you may say to me, but Guylaine, even if I make a change, what good it's going to give? Well, you know the butterfly effect? They say that even just a little flapping of the wings on one side of the continent can create a hurricane on the other side of the continent. And we're having a perfect example right now. Again, the death of Mr. George Floyd, that man created, or he moved the heart of millions and millions and millions of people who protest right now for the good, for the right of humanity, for the well of a greater good. And that is also with the K2 in Sag, to take away all that unseen and bring the best out of it. So why not we try to train to be on our neocortex? Why not we develop our empathy and wisdom and unconditional love? We have a chance to do it. And you know what? Nobody will do it for us. No way. It's us. So let's make that chance, that change. And if you have hard time, then contact us. We're there for that. That's my job. I love to do that with all my team. So have a great week with all this intensity we're going through, and we are all together. And may God bless you.